What if your sense of right and wrong is not as fixed as you think? What if morality is not just a list of rules we learn, but something your brain is actively building in real time? That idea is at the center of a growing field sometimes called mind science, the study of how psychology, neuroscience, and behavior shape the way we make moral judgments. And it is changing how we think about guilt, empathy, blame, justice, and even forgiveness. For a long time, people treated morality like a simple either-or. You did the right thing or the wrong thing. But research suggests moral decisions are often the result of fast emotional reactions mixed with slower, more deliberate reasoning. In other words, your brain is not just asking, "Is this right?" It is also asking, "How do I feel about this? Who gets hurt? What does my group think? And what kind of person do I want to be?" That matters because it explains why two people can look at the same situation and come to completely different conclusions. One person may focus on fairness, another on loyalty, another on harm. The moral brain is not a single switch. It is more like a network. One of the most useful things this research gives us is perspective. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, your first reaction might be, "They are rude." But mind science reminds us that behavior often has hidden causes: stress, distraction, urgency, or plain human error. That does not excuse everything, but it helps reduce automatic judgment. That same idea applies in bigger situations too. In workplaces, schools, and relationships, people often assume bad intentions too quickly. But if moral judgment is influenced by context, then better questions become possible. Was this harm intentional? Was the person overwhelmed? Did the environment encourage the mistake? This is where the usefulness becomes very practical. If you understand how moral judgment works, you can communicate more effectively. Instead of attacking someone's character, you can describe the impact of their actions. Instead of saying, "You're selfish," you might say, "When this happened, I felt ignored, and here's why that matters." That lowers defensiveness and increases the chance of real change. It also helps in self-control. A lot of guilt comes from believing you are simply a bad person. But mind science suggests behavior is often shaped by habits, stress, and situation. That means moral growth is not just about willpower. It is about designing better conditions for better choices. Concrete example: if you always regret doom scrolling late at night, the solution may not be more shame. It may be removing the trigger, setting a time limit, or making the desired behavior easier to do. So the big shift here is this: morality is still real, but it is more human and more complicated than we once thought. And that is actually good news. Because if right and wrong are shaped by minds, then minds can be trained, empathy can grow, bias can be noticed, judgment can become fairer, and understanding how moral decisions are made gives us a real chance to make better ones. The more we learn about the mind, the more morality looks less like a fixed rulebook and more like a skill. And that raises a powerful question. If we can understand how people decide what is right and wrong, can we also learn how to become better at doing it? How mind science is changing the way we think about right and wrong is just one small part of ethics and morality. If you're interested, our full free ethics and morality course is linked in the description.